Hello, and welcome to Introduction to Business. I'm Professor John Harvey, and this is the first video of the semester, so it's exciting to have you guys in this class. I thought I'd give you a little bit of an overview about the course and kind of what's going on. So for starters, this is the Introduction to Business. So we're going to cover all the aspects of business at a very light level. So we're going to cover things like, the environment of business. We're going to talk about the different factors within business. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. We'll talk about the different areas within businesses. So, we could be talking about finance. We could talk about business planning. We could be talking about operations, even sales. So all the different areas of business as well as the environment around business. The whole focus of this course is to get you just exposed. You may not have much familiarity with the different aspects of business. And so this helps you kind of get an idea. And every one of these sections, every one of these pieces that we go through, it can be a whole course in and of itself. It can be a whole focus of a job or a career. And so, you're going to run across stuff and you're like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not in accounting, or, oh my gosh, well, maybe this is kind of a cool thing. Well, if that's of interest to you, then, getting an accounting degree where you focus your business focus that way could be really beneficial. So this is just going to get you that exposure to each of these different sections within a business. So hopefully you enjoy that part of the course. I know I enjoy teaching it and covering all this stuff. Business has just been a passion of mine for forever, for a long time. I mean, I've worked for mom and pop businesses. I've started my own businesses. I've worked for Fortune 500 businesses, just kind of all over the place. So hopefully those, I'll be able to share some of those experiences with you and get you guys some practical, real life example stuff to connect some of the course material. So talking about the course and the course schedule, in general, you'll be covering 2 chapters a week. Now, there's some weeks, like towards the end of the semester, where we just cover 1 chapter a week. Sometimes we may cover more. There are tests in the course, and so some weeks are going to be a little busier than others, but we'll get you up to that run rate of kind of running and doing 2 chapters a week, where you're going to read the chapter. You're going to interact on the discussion board where, I pose a question or, have you do some kind of research and kind of response stuff to the material. You'll take a quiz, on that material, and so you'll get kind of exposed to it. I do have tests in the course, so I think there's 4 tests in the semester, so you'll see those kind of roll out. And then I have some other assignments. There's a lot of project work that I have you do in the course. It's really important to me that you guys get some exposure to actually working within businesses and reaching out and talking to them. And so I find that that's really important. And so I kind of gear the course that way. It's not like I'm gearing it towards entrepreneurship as much as I am teaching you guys networking and getting you focused on that. The other thing to talk about is the textbook. So let me grab that. Okay, here's what the textbook looks like. So it's the silver version. So if you're looking, you can find that silver version. It's called Understanding Business, and it's Nichols and Mifflin, and the company is McGraw-Hill. I think they have a thing. Yeah, McGraw-Hill right there. So that's the textbook. You will use the textbook a lot. So in the discussion boards, I'm referencing things in the textbook. When it comes to the business evaluations, I'm looking to see that you've absorbed and are using that material in there. The quizzes and the tests and all that stuff. So it's important that you have the textbook. There is an online component to the textbook, and you do not need that. So for this course, I've taken all the material and I pulled it out of McGraw-Hill and I've just left it in Blackboard. So you don't need any sort of special code or anything like that. You can buy a used textbook on Amazon. You can, borrow a friend's textbook or whatever you want to do. All those will be available. Just get the textbook because you're going to need the textbook. And I think McGraw-Hill even has like an online version, so you might even be able to rent it for super cheap, just renting it online if that's of interest to you. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about, actually there's one more thing. Textbook. Well, so if you want to contact me, there's several ways to do it. So in the syllabus, I've got my email, I've got my phone number that you can reach out to me, but I also have a discussion board in a questions and answers kind of section of the discussion board. And chances are, if you have a question, other people have that same question. And so that's usually your first stop, is go there. Because students ask questions all throughout the semester and I respond there. And so you may already have your question answered if you look there first, and if not, post it there. But I totally respond by email. I have a cell phone, so you can reach me that way if you need to. Just don't feel alone in this class. I think that's probably the worst thing that happens with an online course is you feel like, oh, I'm just doing all this work on my own. I want you to know I'm here for you, and you can reach out to me, and I'll have some more information. I'm even going to try something new this semester that should be pretty interesting on that level. So that's kind of the overview for you guys. This week, if you go into the discussion board, you're going to find that I have a question discussion board where I just want to get to know you guys a little bit. So I find this is normally what you would do in person, when people all sit around, they're like, tell me about yourself and why you're in this class. And then all the introverts in the class get all paranoid and think, okay, what did I need to say? What do I need to say? And let me think, and they're completely ignoring everybody else, right? And all the extroverts are like, I just can't wait to talk. I just can't wait to talk. And they're ignoring everybody else. But in an online course, this is really pretty cool because I've had so many of these kind of cross-pollination things happen where, somebody's like, hey, my life goal is to go skydiving or something like that. And then someone's like, hey, I'm a skydiving instructor. I can show you how to do that. And, stuff like that happens. And so it's not just about you sharing who you are and helping me see that, but getting to know your fellow students. And you can make some connections that way that maybe you haven't seen before. I've just had some really cool ones, tattoo artists, finding people that want tattoos, the skydiving exam, there's all sorts of stuff. So it'll be a fun one to get started, and that's what you need to do this week is get that started. We do start chapter 1, so get in on the discussion board and read your chapter and do all that stuff. People notoriously have a hard time the first week kind of getting in and getting everything organized. So this week is a little light. Next week will ramp up. But I wanted to say hi and make the connection with you guys. Look over the syllabus. I've got a lot more detail in the syllabus where I explain, kind of the window of opportunity, and you can see how the points break out and all that kind of stuff. So you can see all that stuff. But this helps you just get started. All right, guys, with that, have a great week, and I look forward to talking to you soon. All right, bye.